What's going on, Arsenal fans? What's going on, boys and girls? Arsenal are away to Burnley. Always a tough match at Turf Moor. Always looking to see a team that is inspired to do well against Arsenal. Sean Dyche always sets up his team to do well there, and they've been playing together for a very long time. Regardless of what anybody wants to say about them, they have been surviving for many years in the Premier League, and they have a model that works. Yes, we can say that they're always going to be fighting relegation, but the fact is they haven't been relegated. Every year, everybody says the same thing, and every year Burnley defies the odds and stays in the Premier League, and they do it because of their home form. The home form is very, very good, and regardless of what they do away from home, it always seems to be a factor in terms of bringing them home. Now, as far as Burnley goes, Maxwell Cornet may have to wait to get his Burnley debut. He's an Ivory Coast international. He was an IU substitute against Everton, but it looks like that he might rush him in to face Arsenal. Now, defender Nathan Collins is available for them, but the fellow new signing Connor Roberts, he's going to be out with a groin injury. Kevin Long is not going to be ready, and also Dale Stephens is sidelined. As for Arsenal, we know they're without Rob Holding, they're without Granit Xhaka, praise the Lord, and they're also without El Nene as well. So what it looks like is that we are stepping into a new era, and regardless of what anybody wants to say, this is something which we have to see how it works now. Formations, they're going to be floating around with the 4-2-1-3, the 4-3-3, and the 3-4-3. Those are going to be the formations that they're going to be tinkering around with. And I think for the boss, all last season you never knew who your best 11 was, because most of the 11 were not good. They were from the old regime who got countless managers sacked. Now you've pretty much got your midfield, your defense, and your goalkeeper the way you want it ticking. So it's a little bit easier for you to tinker around and play about with formations now. But what Arteta needs to do is find something that works and stick with it, so that the guys are sort of bred through this new way of thinking, and they can sort of react before they think rather than think before they react. And that's what happens when you have a team that plays together for a long time. This team right now needs games. A lot of young players in there, guys. A lot of 23 years and under players in there. Very few players are older than that age, and we can talk about Pepe's 26, Thomas Partey, Aubameyang's 30. There's a good amount of players in the team. I would say roughly about 75–80% of the team are under 23. And that is just where you want them to grow. And in this game, I think you have to go with the same set of players, maybe changing it with the Maitland-Niles in the midfield, because you've got Thomas Partey now, and you don't really want to overdo Thomas Partey. I think it's easier for them because you don't have to travel away to Europe in a week. You can keep the guys working on strength and fitness, and you can keep working, doing a lot of film work as well. And when you have days like that, you don't necessarily need to go on the training ground and burn the players out if you're doing more film room work. And that's exactly what this team needs as well, because we've seen how much better and how much solidified the defence is with Gabriel and Rob Holding in there. And Tommy as well. Let's not discount the amount of headed clearances Tommy had. We had 9 headed clearances. So when you talk about a team that is using the previous weakness of Arsenal, which is just continuously lobbing the ball into the box and hoping for the best, we've got guys now who can repel that. And I think in that way, you have to feel confident that these guys can actually do a job. And Burnley is one of the teams that will do that for you. Burnley is like Route 1 all the way. And they will look to kind of expose the team's frailties. And yes, I know last year it was Aubameyang that scored an own goal. You got to take that one on the chin. But we didn't look like we were going to score last year either. So this year, we had 30 shots in the last game against Norwich. And that was progressive, because all you need to now do is turn those chances into goals. So it's not, what's difficult, guys, is creating the chances. The scoring stuff, that'll take care of itself. And at some point, when you continuously make the amount of chances that we do, everything will come together. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. Against Norwich, Pepe hit the post twice, he hit the woodwork, and we had countless chances as well, point blank blocks and saves, 2 of them from Burnley as well. So it could have on another day been 3 or 4 goals for Arsenal. That's just the way how it works. So, but Burnley's always been a tough game for the Gunners. And I think what I would line up with, I know there's been some talk about Bernd Leno will get his chance and all this other stuff. No, I don't buy that at all. I think if Ramsdale is continuously playing the same way in, same way out, saves, distribution, if he gets solid on set pieces, and he starts to sort of build that communication, because that's what he was doing last week. The most important things that you have to deal with in the back four and the defence is communication. You never hear communication. Since David Luiz left, there's no communication at all. Not just David Luiz, but Emi Martinez as well. Them guys used to get in on you. And what we see now is we just see balls coming in. We see no accountability. We see no communication. Everyone just looks at each other like they don't know what's going on. We didn't see that in the last game against Norwich. And what that means is you've got some leaders out there in Gabriel. You've got some leaders in Ben White. And Ramsdale knows how to talk to people on set pieces. He knows how to tell them where he wants them. The guy's only 23. Bernd Leno's 29. And this guy's communicating far beyond his years. And that's what you need to have. The confidence in his play as well. Impress the likes of David Seaman. And Tony Adams. It's that swagger and confidence. And yes, I know you don't want to do that shuffle all the time. You know, I get that. It's dangerous. But the fact is, he has it in his back pocket. So when you want that get out of jail free card, Aaron Ramsdale will do that for you. So that's how much confidence that the goalkeeper has in himself and the back four has in him. And it can only get stronger with that. So I'm going with Ramsdale in goal. I'm going with Gabriel, Tierney, Tommy, and Ben White as your back four. The 2 holding, I'm going to go with Thomas Partey and Sambi. And then I'm going with your number 10 as an Odegaard. And then your front 3 players, I'm going with Saka on the left, Aubameyang in the middle. And here's the intangible. It's either Pepe or Smith Rowe. And I like the way how Pepe played last week. Very inventive. Everything in terms of his chances, hitting the post twice. The goal came from Pepe. I'd rather keep that in there because the impact as well that Smith Rowe had off the bench was also key to us winning as well. So I'd like to keep the same formula there. I wouldn't want to do anything in terms of swapping out Pepe for Smith Rowe. Not a chance. Want to go with a winning formula here. Want to go with a winning formula here. And I'm going to go with an Arsenal 1-0 away win. I'm going to go with back-on-back clean sheets for Arsenal. I think that we'll be able to look after whatever Burnley throw with us. And I think in regards to what Mikel Arteta is doing, that he can come away with back-to-back wins at this point in time now. And it will only strengthen us as we come towards MK Dons and Tottenham as well. So really looking for a good positive follow-up in this game. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are and join us in the Premier League show tonight at 10 o'clock. Speak to you then, man. Peace. Right back at you guys.